The Fed's storehouse for low-grade nuclear waste in New Mexico boasts a near-perfect track record in the last 15 years. But a lot of people will tell you near-perfect is not good enough when it comes to nuclear waste. Now, the recent radioactive leak is clouding WIPP's future as debate was already swirling over to talk to store more dangerous waste there. Katie Kim is on special assignment.
Damage control is in full swing.
We are taking all the precautionary measures that's needed. We'll make sure that that does not happen again.
This comes on the heels of a bad month at the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant, WIPP for short. The plant is the Fed's first underground storehouse for certain dangerous radioactive waste. It sits 26 miles east of Carlsbad. Safe to say, there is no room for error. But last month, for the first time in WIPP's 15-year history, there was an error. A trace amount of radiation was detected above ground at the WIPP site. Federal officials have confirmed 13 employees tested positive for radiation contamination. More employees are being tested. The health risks from the exposure are unknown. In early February, an underground fire sent 6 workers to the hospital.
From the state's perspective, one event is far too many.
New Mexico leaders are pressing the Department of Energy for answers. The feds say they're still investigating. All this comes at a time when experts are contemplating WIPP's future. Right now, WIPP's mission is only to accept low-level waste, things like clothes and tools that have been exposed to radiation in the nation's defense labs. All the really dangerous high-level stuff, materials like spent nuclear fuel, is kept at the Defense Department's other facilities around the nation. The most radioactive waste is kept far away from New Mexico, but there have been talks to change that.
The expansion would be equally as beneficial, there's no question.
Former State Representative John Heaton chairs the Nuclear Opportunities Task Force. He says New Mexico could be the perfect place to store high-level radioactive waste. That's because of our salt beds, buried miles under the desert floor that federal officials have carved into rooms the length of football fields.
We happen to have a very unique piece of geology here in the salt, and it's very, very thick.
Heaton points to early research that shows salt beds could safely store high-level radioactive waste. Other state leaders agree New Mexico could be the answer to a national problem.
The nation needs to move forward with solving the problems that we have with waste disposal, and we have, I think, plenty of good evidence to show that we're a place that needs to be looked at.
An expansion of WIPP's mission is something most people in and around Carlsbad support. They've seen the direct benefits of the plant to their community, but others around the state aren't so sure.
They are distracted from just doing their mission.
Don Hancock says recent events are further proof that WIPP isn't prepared to take on more dangerous levels of waste.
There's a declining safety culture at WIPP. The fire and the radiation release are symptoms of this problem.
Hancock also adds storing high-level waste near Carlsbad would mean truckloads of it would travel through communities across New Mexico. He said the risk isn't worth it.
There are red flags to what could potentially even be worse.
Any change in WIPP's mission will take an act of Congress. For now, New Mexico's congressional delegations say they're focused on the ongoing radiation investigation.
It's a good time to step back and figure out exactly what happened. I'm a big believer in making decisions based on data and science, and we don't have all the information yet.
Senators Martin Heinrich and Tom Udall say they are opposed to storing high-level waste at WIPP. But our representatives in Washington say, in the end, it'll be up to New Mexicans to decide what waste the state will accept.
We feel like that we are really and truly providing a tremendous service to the country by doing this.
Its mission was start clean, stay clean, not ever have a release. Well, it's failed in that mission.
On special assignment in Carlsbad, Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
Congressman Steve Pierce, who represents the Carlsbad area, isn't saying yet if he supports plans to store high-level waste at WIPP. He has introduced a bill that would allow WIPP to accept more of the same low-level waste from government agencies outside the Department of Defense. The DOE is holding a town hall meeting in Carlsbad this Thursday on the WIPP topic. Pierce will hold one Friday. For info on that and to see what all of New Mexico's U.S. representatives and senators have to say about WIPP's future, head to KRQE.com.